Welcome to the Ordinary Marathoner Podcast.
Hello and welcome to the Ordinary Marathoner Podcast. My name is Coach Scott. I'll be your host today. It is September 30th. Man, I got to pay some bills. That really snuck up on me. That month end. My God, I got to do a lot of things today. I have to renew my gym membership, which expires in October. But if I do it today, I get like a free month. So, I got to get on that ball. I don't want to miss that free month. That's a big deal, man. It's a big deal. I got to tell you, gym memberships have come, I don't know. It depends where you live. That's what I've learned. It depends where you live. I remember living in New York, and this is years ago, 2005. And I got to say, I think that I belonged to New York Sports Club for I want to say it was like $85, $90 a month, something like that. And it's one of those things where you better use it, If you pay for it, you better use it. And I didn't use it as much as I should have. Let's just put it that way. Definitely didn't get my money's worth there. I moved to Boston. They have Boston Sports Club there that was near my house. It wasn't even that close, I got to say. The gym was probably like 2 miles. So it was like, at the time, I was not in shape. So running 2 miles to the gym and then lifting and then running 2 miles back, that wasn't going to happen for me. But I want to say it was still in the $70, $75 a month range, a little bit less than New York. But, and geez, this is still 2005, guys. So this isn't, we're talking about 14 years of inflation on top of that. And my gym now, for my family membership in near Springfield, Mass. in East Longmeadow, it's like $30-something a person or $40 a person, something like that. It's one of those things where I don't even care because it's so much less than I was paying in New York. Still 15 years later, it's still so much less than I was paying in New York. It's like a luxury. It's like a severe drop in the cost of living getting out of New York City for sure. Just the gym membership alone. Never mind everything else, because everything else is cheaper too. Listen, we had a ridiculously awesome weekend. Team Ordinary did. Just ridiculous. You guys were out there just kicking ass, man. It was just insane. I couldn't keep up. Chantelle Sandberg ran the Walk-Ons Independence Bowl kickoffs. Again, I love that name. Half marathon. I didn't know this is her first half marathon. She's doing Marine Corps marathon in a month. Right, so she's got less than a month to go from a half marathon, her very first, which she did great, by the way, to do her first full marathon in less than a month. Awesome, Chantelle, awesome. We can't wait to watch you conquer that in Marine Corps Marathon in DC. And what a great little month you got going on here. That's amazing. Beast of the Brazos, Scott Frasard came in second place. What the hell is that? Scott, I didn't know you swam so fast. He was like, I'm feeling sick, but I got to go. It was a swimming race. I didn't know that. We mentioned that last week. I'm like, I don't even know what this is, the Beast of the Brazos. It was a swimming race, but he crushed it. Yesterday was the Berlin Marathon. The world record marathon time almost went down, just a few seconds off. I think that was Bill Costello almost got the record. Oh, wait, no. He actually said that the guy passed him. Bill Costello, by the way. Actually, let me talk about for everybody. Let's talk about everybody else. And we're going to circle back to Bill. Congratulations, Debbie Early, Becky Early. Great showing. You guys really picked up the training there at the end, and you really you surprised me. You did a great job out there. Danielle Rosvally, Mike Rosvally, great job. You guys too, coming off of your your Ironman Mont Tremblant, and then going to do Berlin Marathon, and then we're going to see all 5 of these guys, I think. Bill Costello also did Berlin Marathon. We'll see all 5 of you, I believe. Is Becky? Debbie, you're going to have to remind me if Becky's doing Marine Corps Marathon. I forget. But so 4 or 5 of you we're going to be seeing a Marine Corps Marathon in just under a month. Bill Costello, back to Bill. Bill Costello is one of these salt of the earth guys, right? He is just an awesome dude who shoots me a message every once in a while and then kind of phases out and then shoots me a message back. And he's so excited about the group and so excited about meeting us in Marine Corps Marathon. And then he goes out and he runs a 3:45 marathon. What? My God, he's fast. He's fast, and that's what I love about one of the things I love about this group is that I think a lot of people look at the name Ordinary Marathoner, and Team Ordinary, and they think that everyone's slow, and that's not the case. That's not the case. Some of us are slow. I'm super slow, and it doesn't matter. We all support one. It's all relative, right? It's all relative. I think that's one of the things that our group gets, right? It doesn't matter about speed. It doesn't matter if you run the marathon or walk the marathon. It doesn't matter how long it takes you to finish. What matters, there's only one person you compete against when you're out there, and that's you. And you got to make that. That's all up to you. That's on you. We can support and we can congratulate and we can enjoy and cheer you on. But in the end, the battle in running, and one of the things I love about the sport is it's you versus you. And so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether you're a 3:45 marathoner or you're a 5:45, or I hope I get like 6:15 in Marine Corps, or if you're a 9-hour marathoner. It doesn't matter. It's all support and it's all a great group. And that's why, when I put the Team Ordinary together, and then we got guys like Bill joining it. I love that support. Guy that can run a 3:45. We got fast people here too. It's wonderful. It's wonderful to see, wonderful to, that everyone can be involved. Speaking of fast people, the last person I wanted to congratulate over the weekend, Georgios Zavolas. He was on the podcast, I don't know, a year and a half ago. Georgios was like I know 1 year he finished Lake Placid. He just barely got under the 17-hour wire. 1 year, I think he finished right around 16 hours. He's been training his butt off. And I mean, you look at the guy and you're like, this guy's a triathlete. He's, I think he's more of a runner. If I remember our conversation right, his strength is the running. The problem is when you get to the running in a triathlon, a full Ironman especially, you are cooked. So it doesn't matter if you're a good runner or not. If you're already cooked, you're cooked. How can you put your strength on display when you've already swam and biked, especially in Lake Placid when you've done all those hills? So I know he's been working hard, and I see him working hard. I see him training. He went to Ironman Atlantic City 70.3 probably less than a month ago, and absolutely destroyed it. I think it was a 5 handle was his time. I think he averaged like 20 miles an hour on the bike. He just destroyed it. And for him, 20 mile an hour on the bike was incredible. So he went to do Ironman Maryland this past weekend, and he finished in 13 and a half hours. How about that for setting a PR? How about that from going from like 16 hours and change to 13 and a half? That, I mean, my God. I mean, that gives me so much hope. It really does. It gives me so much hope that maybe one day I can get down under those in that 13, 14 area. It's hard work. It's got to be, the work has to be done. But it can be done. It can be done. And Georgios, man, congratulations. What an awesome, awesome race. And then the last person, really two people that I need to congratulate, and I meant to do this on Friday because when I saw this piece of news, I was blown away. Literally, when you watch someone train hard, and I mean train hard, I mean wake up early in the morning, and I feel like I wake up early sometimes, and it's like 6:30 in the morning, and I wake up, and this woman has posted her run for the day already. She runs in rain. She runs with her twin sister. It's Carla and Connie McCollum, part of the group, and they both qualified for Boston. Now, I didn't research the story, so I'm kind of going by memory. My memory sucks. So, if I remember correctly, Carla, and probably they both did because they run together most of the time, had a qualifying time for Boston to try to get into Boston. So basically, if you guys don't know, Boston Marathon is very hard to get into. You have a qualifying time that you need to achieve in order to merely put your name into the hat. So you take your age group, they have a qualifying time. Now, they only, of the qualifying times and the people who submit, who, register for the race and register their qualifying time in your age group, they only take the top, I don't know, whatever number of people. So they only have they have a certain number of entries, so say, I don't know, I'm just throwing numbers out there. Say they have 100 entries. for a certain age group, they may get 250 people who actually qualified. Of those 250 people, they're only going to take the top 100. So you can get a qualifying time and not actually get into the race. And I think that's what happened to Carla last year, which is really sad when you think about it. But the people who are always on the cusp, I know Mike Taruso is another guy that went through this last year, ran Boston last year. It's not only that you have to get through the cusp of the limit to register for the race, to put your name in there, but you have to have a cushion in order to make sure that you're in that top tier of people that get invited. And this year, both Carla and Connie got that cushion. They thought they were pretty close, and you never know from year to year how many people are going to register. But they got it. They achieved it. They got it. They're going to be running Boston next year. I tell you what, I'm going to be out there in my Team Ordinary stuff, cheering them on. I know we'll get a good crowd of people just cheering you guys on in Boston for that day. I hope it's good weather, because I know a lot of times it rains up in Boston. I don't want to jinx you guys at all, but man, I don't want to be standing out in the rain either. But I will. Carla, for you, I will stand in the rain and cheer you on. And I know that Katie Mayo will, and Mary O'Connell will, Stephanie sure will, which means that Ellie has to by default. So we're going to be there for the Boston Marathon next year. What an amazing year you guys have had. And I look forward to watching you guys crush Boston. And, it's one of those things where, you achieve Boston, you beat Q, and then you get there. And I got to tell you, if that was me in that race, I think I would just enjoy the day. Just enjoy the day. It's a beautiful race. I used to live right on the probably like mile 23 or 22 or 23, and it's an amazing day in Boston and a great race. And you guys are gonna just crush it. I know you will. Other big news, guys. Moving on. I mean, I love by the way, I love the new format of the podcast. Absolutely incredible. The group is now like 890 people. How incredible is that? We were like 680 about a week ago, and now we're almost 900. And again, thank you to all the people that connected everybody, that, the connectors, I call them. That's the Malcolm Gladwell term. People who, see the group for what it is, and then are like, hey, wave them on in. Come on in, guys. All my friends, all the people. You guys are going to love this group. Come on, join me. And they did it. And they brought 200 people in, you guys. And I thank you all. Everyone who added people this weekend, or, really the last 4 days, have just been a tremendous, and then what happens too is then people just start seeing it or noticing it, and they just start adding themselves. And we welcome everybody, man. And just, you get all these new people introducing themselves on the page. It's just great to see. It's great to see. And when I talk about Team Ordinary, by the way, big announcement for Team Ordinary. It's so funny because, all right, so last week I did this thing when I set a goal for Team Ordinary. And the goal is I want 1 million runners in Team Ordinary. The face, it might not be perfectly straight, but it's getting better. It's getting better because I believe it can be done. I do. I believe it can be done. And when I think about it, I'm like, I really believe that every person who goes out and trains for a race, and that means, hey, if it's your first 5K, if it's a half marathon, a full marathon, if you're doing triathlon, if you're doing long course, if you're doing ultra marathons, trail running, 200 milers, like some of you crazy guys out there. But any place, if you are training, if you are pushing yourself to be better, and I truly believe that if you're pushing yourself to be a better runner, that helps you mentally to be a better person. I do. And it defines certain areas of your life. You become more independent, more of an independent thinker. You have time to yourself. You have time to be in your own head and think things through. It's time to be away from the garbage of real life, and there's tons of it out there. I mean, how many arguments? I see arguments about sports and politics and what. It's insane. Get away from it, and it doesn't matter. I mean, I think about it. I mean, I'm a Jets fan, And one of the things I was thinking about last week was the Jets play the Eagles next week, and my buddy T-Shawn, he's an Eagles fan. T-Shawn, we got a bet on this game. And now, granted, I am a big underdog. My team sucks. But we're going to bet on this thing, and I got an idea. We're going to talk about this in the upcoming week. We're going to talk about this. We'll if maybe we can come to an agreement and then talk about it on the Friday podcast. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. What else do I got here? The Team Ordinary thing. So yeah, I just think anyone who trains for these things, anyone who really, you're trying to make yourself a better person. It's not about a better time, though that's certainly one of the offshoots. You're always trying to be competitive, but you're trying to make yourself a better person. And I think a lot of people in the group, most of the people in our group, understand that. And getting that time to yourself and being in your own head and being able to train and getting that discipline. A lot of times it's just the discipline. You need a little discipline in your life. And sometimes work, getting up, going to work, that's not enough discipline. You need discipline in it's something for you, right? You need something where you can say to yourself, I did that. You know, I went from not even running a mile to running a 5K. Those are my favorite stories, by the way. Those are my absolute favorite, is the couch to 5K stories. So listen, so that's another thing too. If you're sitting there thinking, oh, this Team Ordinary, they're just about marathoners. They're just about ordinary people doing, training to be, I'm never going to do a marathon. You know what? A, don't say no just yet. And B, if you're just getting off the couch, you're the person who needs us. You need us. We want you. You need us. We want you. It's a give and take here. It's just, and you know what? And I started talking about it last week, and I started talking about it with Stephanie. I started talking about it with some other people. And it's like, in this day and age, when I see athletes and I see pro athletes, I see the people who get cheered on. And some of them are wonderful people. Some of them worked really hard. But I see the motivations behind it, and I see, the billionaires behind it, and then all the fireworks and any municipality that has to pay for a stadium. I mean, how sick is that? When I got to tell you, when I was younger, I used to, my logic would be like, hey, yeah, sure, Citi Field. The Mets need a new stadium. I'm a Mets fan. I live in New York. If all the New Yorkers got together and spent like $1 or whatever, $10, whatever it was, we could put up a new stadium for the Mets. And wouldn't that be great for everybody? But the fact of the matter is that billionaires own the Mets. They could afford their own stadium. And if they leave, so what? Enough of this, sports people. So what? And then I turn around and say, hey, all you millions of people that sitting there rooting for sports teams and rooting for arrogant athletes and misbehaving athletes and cheating athletes, and we see it all the time, and not all of them are like this. But wouldn't it be great if we had 1 million people cheering on the Couch to 5K guy? Wouldn't it be great if we had 1 million people cheering on the people doing their first half marathon, their first marathon, their first triathlon, their first Ironman, their first ultra marathon? Don't these people deserve 1 million people cheering for them? Because I think so. And I think that in our minds, I think that we know that. I think that we want to cheer on people like us. We want to cheer on people like yourselves. People that get up in the morning and maybe before work and go for a run just because. Just because. And I love it. And so we're doing this Team Ordinary thing. And guys, today, huge day for me. Because I've been waiting for this. I've been waiting for this forever, but all of our stuff is in. All of our gear is in. Now, if you're watching the YouTube channel, you're going to see all this stuff. If you're not, and of course, I'm wearing a purple sweater today. This is a Sam Fun, by the way. This is a Sam Fun sweater. I always rep the Sam Fun. It might clash with the blue. It does. It clashes horribly. But but these shirts are awesome. Let me tell you. So our t-shirt here, I'm showing you guys if you're watching the YouTube channel. Here's the Team Ordinary shirt, the front and the back. Ordinary people doing extraordinary things. I think that's just a great saying for us. It's exactly what we are. It's exactly what we are. Here's the bags. This is the stuff I've been waiting for forever. Right? This was the cinch bags. Team Ordinary. It's it's these these backpacks. The ones with the strings. I'll tell you what I love to do with these. Whenever I go for a bike ride, I throw some extra waters and I throw my nutrition in here. And then in the zip pouch, I put like my car keys and my wallet in case I got to stop and get some water or whatever. And And you want to take your car keys with you because you don't want to leave them in your car. I mean, right? Jeez, you come back, your car's going. So that's just what I use it for. I'm going to be using a lot more. You can see Team Ordinary, the logo on there. It's in white on these bags. It came out good. I thought I was worried about it. I didn't think it would look would look as good as I thought it was going to, but it really looks great. It looks snazzy. Yeah, I said snazzy. It's like a word from the 50s that my 5th grade math teacher, who was a 70-year-old nun, would have said. She used to say groovy. I just remember that. She used to say groovy. That's groovy. And everyone would be like, what? It's not, like, we don't use that word anymore. Snazzy is probably out too. Anyway, you get the Team Ordinary sticker. Here it is. Team Ordinary sticker. Put it on my notebook. Also on my car. They're a little big, I know, but I guess that's what I ordered. I should have looked at the size a little bit better and got a little smaller, but that's fine. It's good. It's good. You can put them on your notebook like I did. Look at that. I got the Forever Home running. I don't know why. GoPro, I have no idea why. Anyway, what else we got? The hat. Look at the hat, guys. I've been wearing this for weeks now. The hats have been in. And I tell you, the shipping department at Ordinary Marathoner is all ready to go. For those of you guys who signed on with your bios already, we're going to get that thing moving today. We're going to try to get these things out for you guys this week. Now, Steph and I are traveling to New York on Thursday, which means 2 things. It means road podcast on Friday. You guys know my record with traveling. My visiting game, my road game is very weak. But we do have, I'm pretty sure we have some people racing this weekend. So I really got to get the congratulations out, or at least for that. So I might even pre-record. Maybe I'll pre-record Fridays and then just launch it from New York. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. But I will be in New York. Stephanie's going to Comic-Con. What a nerd. I love her. What a nerd, though. So she's going to Comic-Con, which is like 4 days. I'll be in New York with Ellie, though. So if you live in New York and you kind of want to come out, I'll be doing some runs in Central Park and stuff like that. Just because I need to. I'll be pushing the stroller. I'll be pushing the running stroller. Geez, do I have the running stroller? I don't think I was going to bring the running stroller. I think we were bringing the umbrella stroller because I don't think the running stroller fits. Might not be able to do those runs in the park like I'm planning unless I gotta find a babysitter. Or I could put Ellie in the cinch bag. That's what I'll do. I'll put Ellie in the cinch bag, leave her in the car, and then I don't know, with my car keys. But look, guys, lots of really cool things. I'm so excited. I'm so excited about the group. I'm so excited about all the gear we got going on. So excited about you guys who've submitted your bios. By the way, we're going to start reading those bios on the show in the weeks to come. And remember, 1 million people. I think we get 1 million. 1 million people to Team Ordinary. We're at about 35. So we're about, we should put a counter. What do you think? Should I put a counter up on the website? Maybe we'll do that. Anyway, we're going to call it quits for today. Man, that show, I can't believe we were like 23 minutes in or something like that. But that show went by really quickly. I guess I love talking about you guys. You guys are like my family. Anyway, always remember, every day is an ordinary day unless you make it extraordinary. So get after it, guys.
Remember to like our video and subscribe to our channel.